Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Gemini Messages. Mm, So there's some like really hectic mental energy going on. Like I separated the title karmic energy situations into actual like spiritual manipulate. Who are the karmics? They're like the spiritual manipulators. They're the dark arts practitioners, uh, uh, people who gather groups so that they can harvest larger energies, like collectively. And then they indulge in um, uh, different kind of activities from all three categories. Like spiritual manipulators are the ones who um, actually know nothing. They they are they they mimic and copy actual uh, spiritualists and people who are maybe other tarot readers or astrologers. They read things and they just check the trending words, like how we check the trending words. We used to check trending words earlier to put our hashtags. It's basically that. These are the spiritual manipulators, so they just pick up on words and phrases, catchphrases, trending words, etc., and they'll so that's coming up here. So that's the thing. That is the kind of spell work that these spiritual manipulators indulge in. This card is for the spell work. What is spell work? It's spell is spelling. And um when people start speaking, there are hypnotists who um there is a channel. I don't want to mention his name because this is a very negative reading or dark reading. um but I have definitely shared one of his videos on my community page post, one of my posts. Or if I haven't, I will do that. He's got some lovely videos. So as soon as he starts speaking, like he puts you in a hypnotic state, and he does some really amazing work, like amazing spiritual work. um but he's an actual hypnotist. He's a spiritual leader, influencer, healer, mystic, shaman. He's really really evolved. What happens with tarot, we are tapping into general energies, and there are people who may not understand advanced spiritual stuff. So we actually we try as much as possible to speak in layman's terms, right? So these spiritual manipulators will pick up those terms and they will just use it to manipulate you. They will not give you spiritual guidance. They will not give you actual guidance. They will not give you messages that are coming from the higher realms or source, or from the divine. They're not doing that. They're just pretending. They're faking. So uh, man- their spelling is spiritual manipulation. It is not divination. It is not healing. It is just manipulating. So basically, these spiritual manipulators are placed in front of wealthy people, resourceful people, people who have a lot of potential to earn a lot of wealth, and they've been like speaking things to them, about spirituality and things like that. And uh, uh, causing chaos spells, uh, confuse. They're speaking contradictory, not contradictory. I don't know why I said that, but like they're they're telling them that you have so many options. You have so many options. Like they show these spiritual manipulators are they use these catchphrases. It's like spiritual catchphrases like karma, or you know and it's they're using it's not like they don't know anything about spirituality, but they know just the bare minimum. They just know the manipulative aspects of it. On It's like they know how to access your akashic records, like they know how to access these wealthy souls akashic records, these souls who are promised these souls who are promised a certain amount of wealth, are very obvious. Like, when you meet such people who come from a lot of wealth, like probably ancestral wealth, ancestral property, a lot of family property, or owners of pre-existing businesses, children of the owners of pre-existing businesses. But I see this as uh, some older people, like an investor, a general group of investors who go to practitioners, to get their stars checked, about their money. They consult actual astrologers or tarot readers or priests, and they do that. So the so generally these people, the astrologers, the genuine ones, the astrologers, spiritual practitioners, or whoever, they're going to psychics, medium and things, the genuine ones, the authentic one, not the manipulators, they will they will give these wealthy people like one option, and they will just say very few words, they will not speak a lot, etc., right? But um they will study all of the options, they will look into the records and study all of the options. But the spiritual manipulate and give you like one answer that is suitable for you right now on your soul's path, what phase you're in. But the spiritual manipulators, like um they basically what they've just seen that, okay, these people have so many options, and then I'm going then they kind of the spiritual manipulators are using all of the options to confuse them. They will just throw all of these options in your face. Hey, you could do this, you could do that, you do this, you could do that. And it's all superficial. There is no in-depth study of it. They've just seen that, okay, these resourceful people have like a bunch of money and a bunch of resources, and all of them are like really uh, high, wealthy, abundant energy options. And then they will just try and get more information on all. So let's just say there is a wealthy investor, man or woman, it doesn't matter, like, somebody who is ready to invest, and they have these multiple options, and they want to look into those options, what is appropriate for them in their journey. So these spiritual manipulators will start like pitching pitching and they will not directly pitch, they will not directly pitch that, hey, I would like to, I have so and so business, blah, and I would need this much amount. This is the business model. None of that. Like, they will start with they will uh, they will start with something, speaking about spirituality, and they will slide in all of the ideas that they have gathered, from across the community, like, trending ideas. And then they will think, you know uh, let's just say that, are you getting into I have this so and so idea about in the so and so industry. And then after 5 minutes of doing this spiritual manipulation work, they will move to the next idea. I have so and so idea in this other industry, and this and that and this. They will cover all the topics, from education to security, society, food, health, all of these industries, textile, whatever, cars. They will cover all of these materialistic topics that these wealthy people investors are interested in, and they will somehow link it to some kind of spiritual aspect and try to uh, 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 sell them ideas by by interjecting it with spiritual woo woo, not actual spirituality, just spiritual woo woo. So they will pretend as if they're talking about spirituality, divination, tarot, astrology, the moon, sometimes even physics, astrophysics, cosmology, all that kind of stuff. And creativity, they will use creativity and um arts and creativity to get these wealthy people's attention, and then use spiritual woo woo to kind of impress them, and that is a kind of spell work. Like in a woo woo also, puts you in this very bubbly, heightened like energy, and then at the right point, they at the right point they might they will pitch in an idea. The idea, they do not, want to work on it. They don't want to work. They just want to get the money. They just want to get it from, hear it from this wealthy person, investor, that they uh, I, yeah, sure, I'll invest in your idea. They just want to hear that. For that, they will just get into spiritual woo woo. These are the spiritual manipulators. And uh it's like these spiritual manipulators like had these this wealthy person like backstabbed and betrayed and down and down. But what they, at the same time, like, they got blocked as well. Their future spells also have been blocked. It's like they cannot connect with this wealthy person, and they're just speaking and speaking and speaking, and this wealthy person is somehow like able to block it. Like, they know they feel the betrayal. They actually feel the betrayal. They know who has been doing this spell work on them, the spiritual manipulation. They know who has put them in this place. Have They know who has them feeling like this very clearly. And because now this wealthy person knows, they the manipulation can no longer work. The manipulation can no longer work. It's like they've blocked themselves. Like, this band covers the eyes as well as the ears, and it's like they have their heart shielded as well. They no longer, they no longer have their heart open to spiritual manipulators, but the spiritual manipulators are continuing to look into their records, the investors records, and they're continuing to kind of confuse them and say confusing things, or yeah, basically confusing things. Now they can no longer connect to them from any space, like the eyes, the ears, the heart space. No, none of that. So like, they themselves are confused, and they're just speaking out of that confusion. So the manipulator is like, spiritual manipulators are extremely confused, and they will just keep changing topics again and again. It's like that compulsion, and they keep going round and round and round and round and round and round. There is some kind of reflection, that is self reflection, that is happening. And what they're realizing is that they're now just uh, they're just gonna keep going round and round, like, through all of the options, and they're gonna keep continuing, but they're gonna keep continuing speaking it to somebody who knows that they have been backstabbed by them. And but what they don't see is that they have also blocked themselves. So even if the spiritual manipulator kind of has a hunch that this wealthy person knows that they are the ones who backstabbed and betrayed them, but they don't know that this wealthy person has learned to block them, or whoever this resourceful or person is that has completely blocked them. And like it's done, it's for like good, like this, it has ended, the spiritual manipulation has ended, but they're going to continuously do that. So you're going to probably see, like these spiritual manipulators continuously trying to go at it. But it's like their sentence, they'll just stop like talking mid sentence because they have nothing to go by, but they're so confused. The sun card come up here twice, like so there is we have out of one, two, three, four, five, six cards. We have five major arcana. Like I said, they're going to continue trying. Like this is the nine of wands. They're going to continue like trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, like over and over again, like pretending to be like this clear, confident, and things like that. A very spiritual, meditative pose this lady has. Like I connect with the divine source, the sun. I have these beautiful energies. This is also cornucopia. Like they're gonna. It's like a hassle for them to first of all find this amount of clarity, right? and uh, and this kind of happiness that the sun card depicts. It's like they're struggling to find that, struggling to find that, they're fighting for it, they're fighting for it. But what they don't understand is that judgment is being there is some kind of heavy judgment. What they're Because they're in a confused state, what they're thinking is that the judgment calls that they're getting on their spiritual manipulation activities, what they're thinking is that they're hearing instructions, like divine instructions. They feel that they're channeling messages. They're practicing divination, but they never practiced divination. These are spiritual manipulators. They will just take trending words and just keep repeating it over and over again, just till they've had people's attention. But now they no longer have people's attention, right? So uh, there is some kind of there's some kind of investigation, but that is not that is happening at present. It's already happened in the 5D. It's already happened, like the angel has passed a judgment. And that is what the angel is throwing at them, signs and synchronicities. Like judgment has been passed, like you have stood trial in the spirit world, like because of this self reflection coming up here. And it's like when they actually access their spirit, their soul, for some time. Everybody has some or the other access, like a little bit of access to their soul. When they do that, um, they hear all of these things being said by the angels. But it it is definitely getting through. The words are getting through, like the words are really getting through. But they're thinking like, oh, angels are talking to me. They're just listening to it as a song. Maybe they don't know how to interpret the signs. They definitely don't, because they're just their spiritual knowledge is basically nothing. They've been pretending to have a lot of knowledge, but they don't have any knowledge. So they don't even hear the words that the angels are speaking, or the signs and synchronicities are just basically like, oh wow, I saw this pretty color, I hear this a beautiful tune in my ear when I really connect to source for a little while, uh, just to feel good. Like they're just looking at this as something that is healing. But like there is this massive set there's this massive segregation. Like the I see the angel like literally, uh, splitting them apart. This, I don't know how to put this. Like, it's like, so when these trials happen, like there are these 5D beings and creatures involved. Okay, so there is this angel, Archangel Gabriel, that is telling them they're sentencing, like, you've been sentenced in the spirit world. What is the sentence? They're getting the sentence from this this being. This is also like, we have a character in Hinduism, who sits in the courtroom of dharma, right? And it's like basically he reads your soul's records, and tells you, have you stood by your dharma, the main purpose of uh, being a human, as well as, like, the calibrated dharmas, the little your own soul's journey. There are some things that you're supposed to be doing. This is your dharma, your responsibilities. So it's like they're they're fighting against the real stuff, is what I'm saying. Like, they're challenged. They're challenged. It's like this is also like spiritual jail. Like the super sun, this is a spiritual card, right? This card of spiritual, it represents spirituality. It's like they're in like spiritual jail, literally spiritual jail. That is in some way like healing for, it's like healing their soul. It's like purging all these toxic energies. Uh, like this angel's words is like breaking their soul into pieces, and I don't think that's a very nice thing. This person is very these people are very happy about it, but I don't think it's a very nice thing. They think that they've achieved something, and like, they're following the path of dharma, but no, they're like literally in spiritual jail. And they're even though it's not in hell, it's in the spirit realm, it's in the higher realm, but their soul is in jail. And I don't even know why they're happy about it, and it's been ripped into pieces so that it can be rearranged and cleansed and purified and washed. And so this is like a warden of the spiritual jail, or like somebody who's talking to this person, like a counselor. This will be the judge, and this will be the counselor, and this is the soul in the jail with the sun card here. Like, I mean, they're happy about it. I mean, sure, like overall this scenario is happy. Like, your soul is getting broken apart and cleansed and rearranged, but they don't have any awareness about it. They think that they're winning at the spiritual manipulation thing, or they actually are so foolish. They're so confused between what is actual spirituality, real in-depth spirituality, versus what is spiritual woo-woo, superficial spirituality. They're so confused, this because this is also a card of not having any clarity, and this is also a card of being confused. This person is so confused that they are thinking that uh they're they're thinking that they are succeeding on the spiritual path. They have no clue that they're in jail. They think that they're doing some spiritual work. They think they're doing some spiritual work, but they're in fact like in spiritual jail. That is also spiritual work, but it's like punishment. It's not. It's not what they're thinking. They It's not. So this is the kind of work that they're doing, like spiritual manipulation, and that is being blocked, and they're thinking that it's working. This person is absolutely daft. They're really blind. They're really blind, deaf, dumb. They have absolutely no idea. They may be very, very, very low IQ as well. Um, who just knows how to be a copycat. So, because spiritual manipulators are copycats, they copy actual spiritualists. And then we have we have the we have the practitioners, dark art practitioners here on this side. Like, dark arts practitioners here. Somebody has put in a lot of effort in coming up to be very sincere, and it's like they're hiding. It's like this. So, I don't know. I think there are like, so this is the person who pays, like who oversees the payment of this spiritual practitioner. Like this is also seen in India. There's a lot of beggars on the road, and like, the beggars have a manager, so whatever money they earn, they have to go and give it to the manager, and then it's like equally separated, or I don't know how the follow through of that happens. I think it's I think it's the same system when it comes to paying these practitioners, but like this, the spiritual manipulators, these spiritual these dark, not spiritual, I'm so sorry, dark arts practitioners, like these practitioners, I want to say these occult practitioners. I don't want to call them dark either, because if they've been commissioned to do something, and practitioners do not earn money. So sometimes, when times are tough, they will accept some commissions, and sometimes when somebody approaches them and seems all very sincere and honest and genuine, like the Knight of Pentacles is very honest and genuine, things like that, they will accept to do the work. Uh, um, there are practitioners that actually channel the divine feminine energy that's coming up here, right? Um, they there are there's some tree rituals. There is a tree, that a fruit bearing tree, that they might be using. I really don't know these practices, but yes, definitely there's trees. Some of them, if they're ladies, or like even gentlemen, like, if they're men or women, doesn't matter. If they sometimes, they're mainly single, and there are some also, like, there's some rituals where, generally when practitioners get married, like, it's marriage is union, they're supposed to be union, right? um of two souls, like union energies create, they heighten your psychic abilities. Not in all cases, but it is said to heighten your spiritual and psychic abilities. Your level as a practitioner increases, but some of them do not get a chance to have a family and things like that, or don't find partners, because practitioners are looked at as practicing. Occult practitioners are looked at as, witch doctors are looked at as practicing something dark, so they generally don't get partners. It's like taboo They practice taboo, something. It's very difficult for somebody who's not a psychic medium or occult practitioner. You know, anybody who's not at all interested in those things, it's difficult for them to understand this. So and it's very rare that a psychic would find another psychic, or somebody who understands this. Very difficult for them to find a partner. So they might have, like, there are some rituals. I know that they do this here. If there is something wrong in the birth chart, in the Vedic astrology chart, and then uh, girls or guys are suggested to marry a tree or a pot and things like that. If two marriages are written, the first marriage is with a tree or a pot, like an earthen pot. I know this. I've seen this and I've heard of this. So they might have done this ritual, but not to get rid of that two marriages element from their birth chart. No, it's so they actually think of this as their spouse, and they're harvesting the energy. They're harvesting the energy. So energy from this, and it's like the divine feminine energies. So basically, this also means that the dark art practitioners um, are gathering like a bunch of young women, or fruitful women who can still give um, birth. Fruitful women, like, resourceful man, and a full woman, fruit bearing woman, abundant woman, like, the divine feminine, the ones who have the spark of divine feminine, or just young innocent girls, like, they're gathering them, and kind of harvesting their energy, posing as, like, having divine feminine energies, like, hiding behind this, like, they have these people they have these people who lurk around, hide behind walls or fences, and they're probably spying on the community and things like that. And they accepted this commission, and they've definitely gotten some handouts, like, payouts over here. They've got paid, not so much, like, but very little. And some of them haven't even gotten paid. So if their spells or the dark practices didn't work, then they probably did not get paid. Now there is some there is a warlock kind of magician showing up here. They're getting sent away. Oh my god, they're getting sent away, and they're getting sent away. But this seems like an initiation ceremony. It's like they upgraded to a level, but it's again they it's deceptive. Even this is deceptive. It's like they stole somebody's mental energies. They drained some they drained the enlightened one. They had the enlightened ones turned upside down, and had them in a place where, now look at this musician and the hangman is Tapshi Sobi. So these dark arts practitioners who are still like really really basic, right? Not like these practitioners who are at least a little above basic, a little below average, who are harvesting feminine energies. Now these are the ones who are harvesting the enlightened ones energies, the illuminated energies, right? They're stealing them. They're they have very deceptive ways. They know how to harvest this every single time, like, drain the enlightened one's mental energies, have them turned upside down. And uh, it's like they're going away. They knew the enlightened ones, that the chosen ones, they knew who they were. They knew who the real magicians were, and then they kind of stole their mental energy. They actually knew who the divination masters were. They knew who the enlightened ones were. And while the enlightened ones were in deep contemplation and actually channeling messages from the source, during that they kind of stole. They harvested their mental energy. They did leave evidence behind, because they left evidence behind, and they only later on realized that they left evidence behind on this kind of activity. So they're kind of going away. That they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Their choices have been taken away. And they're going to have to. They're just, they know that they have stolen so much, that the enlightened one know they're thinking about this, that why haven't I been able to step out of this brooding phase? Why am I still upside down? Why, even though I know that I'm enlightened, why am I unable to move forward? They have stolen the mental energy, that require that lets these enlightened ones and the real divination masters move forward, right? But they've left evidence behind on how these activities have been conducted. There is an investigation going on. We have the King of Swords here. Like, there is this authority figure that's showing up. This authority figure is also possibly very spiritual and very psychic, and highly intelligent, very high IQ. And they've been looking in on this. So if there is, the trial has been conducted, statements passed and spoken to the culprits, the spiritual manipulators, then as well as um, these activities seen, then here on the earth plane, in the third dimension, there is an authority that is connected directly to this, um, to Chitragupt, like the one who resides over the courts, holds the balance in the spiritual world. So this investigator here on Earth plane also knows as clearly as the ones in the spiritual realm. It's like they what their karma is weighing very heavy on their back now. They're probably in very bad shape. These spiritual manipulator. It's the ten of wands also speaks about, like, they gathered a lot of people. They gathered a lot of these kind of people, who were hiding behind walls and fences and clouds, waiting to pounce on someone. And now they're left carrying the burden of this clout. There's a lot of hectic mental energy, like, there is a disconnect between everyone, the spiritual manipulators, the occult practitioners, the wealthy man, uh, uh, the wealthy man, the abundant women, the actual enlightened ones, and the divination masters. There's just like, so there is, they cannot connect with anyone, and they're absolutely misreading their own soul. this journey, what is happening with their own soul. They're basically in spiritual jail. The spiritual manipulators, I'm not very clear on what is happening with the practitioners, but we will clarify. We'll get some cards for clarification. But before that, like, this is the general story. Like, again, like, this card showed up in the previous live that I did. The creature, the being, the guardian of the void, is resurrecting the warriors, or sending them to heal so that these battles can be won. This is the star card again. The star card is here again. The sun card is here on the table thrice, if that means anything to you all. This is the Virgo card. This is the Virgo uh, king as well, the earth signs king, sorry. And yeah, this is the Gemini card, but also the card for the twin flame journey. It's like, um, yeah, okay, we're not going to go there. This is not a twin flame reading, but there's also, this is like there's no choice left, basically, with the Gemini card. So Gemini is showing up here as well. Then we have Libra. Yeah, so basically we have Virgo, Leo, Libra, Aquarius with the star card. Yeah, so let's move on. So, like, this is like a star, the guardian of the star seed. That's what I'm feeling. The guardian angel of the star seed is like looking, uh hovering in the sky, like, and overseeing all of this while the warriors are resurrected in the void. Like, I think, some kind of entities, these souls that have, especially the spiritual manipulators, they they have jumped into their souls. Their minds somehow jumped into the void. They voluntarily jumped into the void, and now the soldiers and warriors have to be resurrected by the guardian of the void to send them away, like, to go and send these minds away. Like, there are going to be battles in the void of encroachment, like people who have encroached on this, into the void. That's why the guardian of the void is sending soldiers and knights to drive them out of there, or to delete them completely. And then we have the guardian angel of the star seeds, um, looking upon the earth plane, overseeing all of this, trying to identify, um, trying to see what, trying to see the manipulation tactics so that those can be broken down in jail, and a spiritual jail that can be broken down, a spiritual jail, so that they can't do the spiritual manipulation tactics anymore, so that their source code is being rewritten completely. The spiritual manipulators, they're going to start speaking differently, and whatever they say, it's probably not going to make any impact, because it's just going to get blocked, completely blocked. So this entity, so this, looking at the programming, looking at the matrix, and there's a pattern that these people follow to create this confusion and chaos. And when the guardian angel looks at it, it will pass on the message to earth as well as the spiritual realm, that this needs to change. It's like they'll be shaped and molded. Their soul is being shaped and molded, like with the Eight of Pentacles. um they do sense that some beings are present. They do sense that some the spiritual manipulators, they do sense that a state of urgency, and they're feeling that they are getting help. They're getting help, about it's like they're being taken away into a new beginning after being rewritten. Like, these people are going to make different choices. They're just going to leave, like, they're not going to be able to stay in the same places, stay in the same homes. They probably just leave their families and go away. There's going to be like a loss of their mind completely, especially the ones who jumped into the void. There's going to be a loss of their mind, and they're this is like their mind body. It's being taken away, flown away. So they're just going to follow that where their mind is being taken, and they're going to leave. That's again another message, like, mass vanishings, like taken away. Also, so that's why they're a little bit lost. They don't know where to go, like, where to go. And This is also falling a little bit towards the occult practitioners side. Give me a minute. So this is falling on the side of the occult practitioners as well, who've been harvesting the divine feminine energies from abundant, creative women, right? So they have this entity. This is the sun card. This is the sun god. He he's also, so we have the star and the sun, which is the same thing. The sun is also a star, but this is happening more, like, more intensely. This investigation is literally bearing down, like it's throwing light on this the practitioner activity, like out in the open. So the practitioners are going to come out into the open, whether, especially the ones that did not receive their payouts, are going to come out into the open and going to start, like, probably speaking up. The clout is going to be found out, because they're going to be out on the street. They gotta get some jobs, like, just faking being honest, like, hardworking and things like that, and then in fact being some kind of spy, stalker, cloud chaser, uh, kind of like a occupation, like, getting paid to mess about people or to gather people and harvest their energies, especially young girls or young women, or women in general. Like, that kind of activity is just like, it's unsustainable, completely unsustainable. This act also is unsustainable. And the practitioners have also understood that if they don't have money to pay them, that means they're not sincere and honest, because sincere and honest people uh, have a budget, and they always pay. Like, if you don't pay, and if you're skimping out on payment, it's like that, then you are not sincere and honest. Like, this is like a group of practitioners, like a collective of practitioners, also, and they're they realize that they're not all getting paid equally. So there are good practitioners as well as there are bad practitioners who are gathering these clout to do their bidding or to indulge in really bad activities, right? So so these good practitioners are probably exposing these bad practitioners or the clout in itself. They realize that these people are fake and they don't no longer want to do this. So this collection of good practitioners are just shedding light on the clout activities, the harassment activities, and the insincere, just troublesome, a nuisance making, creating activities. That because they didn't get paid for it, probably this is how they have to balance it out. They probably investigated why didn't I get paid, and then they figured out that this person was actually really just pretending to be good, but they're really really terrible people. And now to balance that karma out, they're going to have to expose uh, these people who came to them. Then we have the King of Swords. Like there is this man who's bringing in some news, good news, and there is this small girl who's holding a lamp. It's like he's being invited to walk across over this bridge and deliver the news or go back home. So probably the investigations are done. They're concluded on this murder that happened. Murder of So this is a king who gets murdered because it's betrayed. Like the truth has come out. Who's actually uh, indulged in these activities, these dangerous activities. If there's murders, the Cloud generally do that. They harm people. They beat people. They kill people. So the murder investigations. So this king is the investigator here, is crossing over. He's walking the path. Probably he's already submitted the report, evidence, proof, and things like that, and uh, he's being given an accolade, and there's a very proud and expression of somebody it's like, I bring the truth, I've brought the truth. And he's not proud, but like there's a sense of achievement. He sees everything so clearly, like this light is just there for him. And he's probably ready to speak the truth, the clear evidence and facts and truth of the matter. Or and here people are waiting to listen, and now this person has his hand near his ears, like trying to listen to what the king has to say. So probably this this investigator is walking over to the place where he can submit a report on this uh, murder. They've been listening to divination masters and the enlightened ones. Even though these people try to escape, they have left evidence behind. They have left a trace behind, so they're going to be found out. Let's just get some clarifications. Quick clarifications. Ace of Wands, please. Let's see what kind of words. We can get some words that are being blocked. Specific words or catchphrases that are being blocked. Yeah, we have the Ten of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. I want to start. They're asking me to start shuffling. Wow. Yep. We have the Judgment card and the Devil. The King of Pentacles. That's Capricorn there with the Devil card. And now we have the Judgment card twice. Three of Wands in reverse. It's like they keep saying that Judgment will pass. Like this. They're trying to keep. They're trying to. They they're trying to remove any delays as possible. This is a very um, they first and foremost spoken out of term, out of turn. They have spoken out of turn, and they have spoken in the same uh, tone as this angel would speak. Like but it was the devil's tongue. So there was like a mismatch. So this is coming out as impatience. They were very impatient, and that's why it it broke down. They let slip something. They let slip something. A big, massive uh, phrase that led this wealthy man to believe, this resourceful person, like they exposed themselves because they misunderstood. They misread something in the Akashic records of this wealthy person. They misread something. They misinterpreted a dream and spoke out of turn in front of this wealthy person, resourceful person. They were overconfident. They somehow spoke of something as being something in the future, but that had already happened in the past. So it was like they said that something happened today, whereas it had happened a long time ago, and this wealthy person already knew that that had happened a long time ago. So it's like they got caught in a lie, and it's like they let slip a very big point in their strategy, the pattern that they were using to keep this wealthy person in confusion. So what they were saying, that I can see visions and I can see something from the future. It's just that they were just speaking about things that happened in the past, and they were just changing the information. And they had done this many times before, and they had showed up like this, like in a very hedonistic, like crass, not crass, like a very vulgar, sleazy manner, like overly sexualizing everything, that kind of a manner, like just in a moment. And that was like a judgment uh, call for this wealthy person. It's about something that they spoke that was very that was just like that that showed their toxic sexual energy, just like jumped out as well. Yeah, it wasn't like a it probably was meant as a humor, but it jumped out as a very creepy. Something jumped out as very creepy and very toxic. It's like this wealthy person got a glimpse of it. They got a glimpse of it. They were probably not saying anything sexual. They pro- they were probably avoiding. Yes, they were avoiding saying anything sexual, but the energy jumped out, and that felt really bad, and that felt really icky. All right, okay. And possibly the wealthy person also had a dream about saw something in a dream that had that icky sexual energy, and they were like, okay, but the dream had nothing to do with that. Why was I feeling this icky sexual energy? And then when they saw the person, and then when they spoke something that had the same energy, even though this person was not saying anything sexual. So then there was uh, no other way but to connect the dots. That was straight up. That was straight up. I had nothing to do with this. That was straight from above. That that connection was straight from above, guys, because it was because of the judgment card and the devil card and the many sun cards here. Yeah, it's like they were supposed to be. The judgment call is about disappointment. Supposed to be, but they're this is supposed to be regret, like, regret, but they're instead disappointed. It's because they do feel, the spiritual manipulators do feel that something is happening to them, that something is happening to them, and they're not getting their way, so they're disappointed. It is still ego based. It is not spirituality. They're not regretting their actions and their manipulation. They're just disappointed that their tactics are not working as efficiently, and they have to continuously put up this fight. um yeah, continuously keep making new attempts, like the Ace of Cups. It's like they're tired. They're Yeah, their intuition is scattered. We have the Five of Wands here, like at the bottom of the deck. It's like they're disappointed in their intuition, and disappointed that they have to start all over again, like with the Ace of Cups. They have to start over at this point, and they don't understand why. It's just disappointing to having to start all over again, like on this path of intuition. And they don't understand intuition because they've been faking it for so long. uh, so it's like this judgment, the sentencing that is happening. It's like they just disappointed, like, why the hell are you asking me to start over? uh I like, I've gone so far, like, I feel so great, like with the star card and things like that. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands, we have the Daughter of Cups, and then we have the Seven of Cups. So yeah, again we have the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Like, it's like dispersal of these energies. Like, somebody is escaping. Somebody is escaping this. People are escaping this. They may be practitioners. They may be also the people whose energies were harvested. These abundant feminine energies, these divine feminine energies. These bunch of people that were collected, gathered in a group so that their energies could be harvested. They're definitely escaping, and they're finally starting to see their own self, like, and how it is not this illusion. They've started to see who they are clearly. They started to see the soul frequencies, the soul colors, and and the illusion that was painted by the bad practitioner, the bad occult practitioners, um, that they're escaping that illusion and they're beginning to see their real selves, their real souls. That is also because it's falling right under the sun card. Like it's like illumination, absolute intense illumination, and they're all going their own ways. They're all going their own ways. These energies are also dispersing. The intuition is scattered, like I said, like the soul energies are just scattered. These spiritual manipulators, and like this is the five, this is the five, and this is a five as well. So the five of cups needs to become whole again, the scattered energies whole again. Like it's that's why I think this flipped upside down, like the twin flame. It's no longer a twin flame. You've been split into multiple. Just not just two, not just the masculine and feminine. It's like this card upright speaks about choices. Even the seven of cups also speaks about choices. Your soul hasn't been broke. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So another angle came up. So uh, know how in like Harry Potter, this one. I'm saying this one. Voldemort uh, splits in his soul into seven parts. So somebody might have tried to do that or something similar to that, or they or the soul has been no, this is somebody who's attempted to actually do that, and they are disappointed that they got caught, and now they have to start again. They're disappointed that they got caught and put in jail. So there's a kind of permanency in this spiritual jail. Okay, so even if the soul comes back together, it, it's like they're still gonna be like in jail, spiritual jail. It's always going to be scattered. It's probably they lost like five chances and there's just one chance left or something like that, of that sort, and they're disappointed that they're in jail. So even after having that one chance left, it's like there this is also like the high priestess is also somebody who's she's probably another counselor at the spiritual jail. She's looking at this soul, this case, and yeah, she's also passing a judgment. It does not look good for these spiritual manipulators. It does not look good. All right, what is happening here with the illuminated ones? We have the sword of. This is the Ace of Swords. We have clarity. Now the actual divination masters and the enlightened ones, uh, they can move forward after after they bring about this clarity. They expose this trail, this deception, this theft, these lies. Once they expose, they can move forward. They can move forward. And I have a feeling that they have already communicated. They've already communicated, and they've just been waiting. They've just been waiting. waiting patiently. They're not keeping any options open. They're just waiting patiently in life. This card fell on the Seven of Swords. Yeah, somebody's taking action. They're catching this uh these thieves, the real, the honest ones. Yeah, investigation. They're being caught. These thieves, these liars, deceivers, whoever they might be, spiritual manipulators, dark art practitioners, the bad practitioners, uh, the people in spiritual jail for whatever reason, the clout, all of the clout, and the clout gatherers, clout chasers, whoever has been a part of this entire plot, they're being caught. And these genuine, honest Knight of Pentacles souls, they are being given a chance to go away and actually uh, move forward in their journey. As I said, that 1111, it's the truth. It's the truth. Oh, we have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here as well as here. So this is a very materialistic Queen of Pentacles card. And we have the King of Pentacles card as well here. And we have two Queen of Pentacles. So the difference between the real Queen of Pentacles and the fake Queen of Pentacles is this: she's just interested in like gossip and newspaper here, probably just thinking about materialistic things. And here we have a very nurturing, she has this baby with her, she's taking care. So that is the difference between the fake Queen of Pentacles, like a fake nurturing caring energy, mother-like energy, we're uh, in comparison to this caring loving, in comparison to this very materialistic energy that's showing up. So probably the spiritual illusion creators were trying to show up like the like this, whereas they were actually just interested in this wealthy person's abundance person's papers. There's a lot of papers that I hear interested, and once they've gone through the papers and documentation, they still find nothing. So there's some kind of disappointment, and then they're trying to channel, like, she's sitting here in deep contemplation and meditation. These fake Queen of Pentacles, like, even after killing probably their husbands or whoever this is, like, murdering people, they still find nothing on their name, and then they're sitting and trying to come up with another plot of how to do this, whereas they have very little. They they have suffered a lot. They've suffered a lot, and they're healing. They've been bound by duty and so far, but still they show up in this caring and nurturing energy, the real uh, Queen of Pentacles energy. Look how comfortable this foal is with this dough. We had this Three of Swords here. There's some kind of interference. Yes. So these spiritual manipulators were just trying to cause interference between the real King of Pentacles and the real Queen of Pentacles. Or they were trying to intercept their connection and their bond. They're not. They don't. They found nothing. They found nothing, and that's where the disappointment is. That they're caught before their final attempt. They're caught before their final attempt and put in spiritual jail. They can't do anything anymore. Let's get some final messages from the fairy oracle. Final messages, please. Final messages, please. Coffin, mice, bouquet, tower, mountain, lilies. It's like coffin, bouquet, and lilies speaks to me as somebody's going, and the tower as well. Like somebody's going to be shut away. There's the death thing showing up again. Institutionalized, so a death in the institute, a correctional facility. The tower is like, I feel it's like isolation, correction, solitary confinement, death in one of the prisons that have solitary confinement. One of the prisoners, probably, yeah, one of these dark art practitioners. Also, yeah, bouquet on the coffin, and then there is a bunch of mice. There's probably other people, the nuisance creating people who are also there in this institution, somewhere far away in the mountains. Beyond the mountains, like, behind a mountain, hiding behind a mountain. It's these frogs look like they've been sedated. This is the king of spades, so that is the king of swords as well. So this seems to me like about this investigator, whoever is investigating, this official who's investigating. He's finally, and this is the title card as well. Title card. I don't have the box, but here on the book, this is the title card. So it's like the title of the statement is written. The reading is going to be conducted very soon. The reading is going to be conducted very soon. The title is written for the report, the final report on investigation. Okay, that's all I have for you for Gemini messages. See you in the next video. Bye.